All right. Well, good afternoon, everybody. And we are going to allow people some time to join us here on Zoom and on Facebook. And so we've opened both sessions. We're live streaming on Facebook as well. And we're excited to have Abby Hugley with us today. And we will be talking about first generation student success. So as you join us here on Facebook and on Zoom, we're going to give people about a minute. And just remember that the webinars are recorded and will stay on Facebook for viewing, reviewing, and sharing. And we will also be uploading them to our website, uab.edu/families under webinars, which is also where you can find any of the webinars that you may have missed in the past couple of weeks. We started the summer, seems like ages ago. We've had 18 webinars, actually 20, because we're up to number 20. And so if you missed any of them or if you need to review them, there's important content and contact information as well. So without further ado, I am going to pass it on to Abby, and she'll take us on the journey of first generation student success. Go ahead, Abby. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Carmen. I'm really excited to be here with you all today, too, and talk about first generation student success. So, as Carmen said, my name is Abby Hughley. I have the opportunity to work here at UAB and serve as the Assistant Director for Student Success. And specifically, I work in the Office of Mentorship and Leadership. And a big part of my role, and we'll kind of dive more into that, is really helping first generation college students. So, first off, when we're looking at who is a first generation college student, I always know that there's some confusion. I really didn't even know I was a first generation college student until I was a full-time employee. So we define it at UAB as a student whose parents or guardians did not complete a four-year college degree. So this is off of our 2024-2025 data, I believe. But UAB reported that 23% of undergraduates and 37% of first-year students are first-generation college students. So we have some programs specifically designed to help our first-year students and also just first-gen students in general. And we really want to support our first generation Blazers because they bring great perspectives to the college experience. They're determined. We have so many first gen students who serve as leaders and they have great problem solving skills that really do help enhance the UAB community. So we really want to celebrate the success of our first gen students and get them connected with other first gen students across campus, really to help to enhance our programs and our culture here at UAB. So when we're looking specifically in the Office of Mentorship and Leadership, and I have TRIO on here as well we can talk about for just a second. Within the Office of Mentorship and Leadership, we have a program called First Blazers. So we have a big mentorship program called Blazer Mentorship Collective. Through the collective, we have different branches to help support different student populations. So I have the opportunity to serve as the advisor for First Blazers, which is specifically for our first generation college students. So we have a peer-to-peer mentorship program that pairs a first year, first generation college student with an upperclassman who can really help them walk through the initial phases of the college experience, really set them up for success. We really do a lot of work in this program to build really meaningful relationships. So our peer mentors want to connect with all first gen students and specifically our first year first gen students within this program and show them around campus, help them open up their network, create new opportunities with new people, and really just help them really find their place here at UAB because I know this is a big college. So they're coming into this maybe having some questions or just wanting to hear a different perspective. So that's where we have our first gen peer mentorship program. So again, registration is open for First Blazers. I'll have my email address here at the end. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me and we can talk more about that as well. So another way that we want to celebrate our first generation college students is through Alpha 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 Honor Society. So we refer to it as Tri Alpha. So this is an honor society specifically for our first generation, both undergraduate and graduate students. So they have to hit a certain amount of criteria to be recognized in the honor society. But once they're in the honor society, they're in there for life. So our Tri Alpha team, we're really excited going into this next year to have more programming that Tri Alpha is going to be putting on for our first generation college students. So even if you're not directly involved in the organization, they're going to be doing tutoring sessions and they're going to be out on the green and getting to talk with other students to just help guide them. So maybe you have a student who's not looking to commit to a year-long mentorship program, but maybe they're just needing to ask a few questions. we would love to, help with that. So Tri Alpha, we're going to have a group of students that are going to be there to help support your students. We also have a really fun week called First Generation Celebration Week. So we are going to be celebrating November 7th through November 14th. And that's going to be a week long of activities. So November 8th is where we recognize the National First Generation College Student Day. So we get to celebrate that here at UAB. We do lots of programming. We do fun programs. We do programs to help with academics, just for students to get out across campus and meet with other people across campus. So for a full list of programs that are going to be happening during First Gen Celebration Week, we will have that at the website. That's at the end of this. It is currently being updated, so you'll see last year's just to have an idea of what we did last year. And then before classes start, there'll be an updated schedule for this fall semester. So we're really excited to plan out that week and really get into all the fun celebration activities. And finally, we have trio programs here at UAB. So I have dropped the UAB email or web address for TRIO programs. So TRIO has programs designed to specifically help first generation college students. So again, we do not directly, TRIO is not within the Office of Mentorship and Leadership. There are excellent and wonderful offices all around campus that support different TRIO initiatives. So I would really encourage you guys to go in and take a look at the different TRIO programs that are offered, because there's one that supports both your undergraduate experience and then even graduate experience. All right, so a huge thing that we love to help students with is getting it connected on campus and being able to make friends and feel comfortable. I know we are at a very large institution that's kind of spread out across Birmingham. So we really want to help students navigate that. So first and foremost, say you all are wanting to support your students and have an understanding of ways that we can really help them. We have a First Gen webpage, so uab.edu/firstgen. That's where we go into a little bit more depth into the First Blazers Peer Mentorship Program, National First Gen Week. You all can see the schedule from that this past year, and some additional ways that we can support students who identify as a first generation college students. So that's one way that you can easily get connected without actually having to talk face to face with someone. Again, Blazer Mentorship Collective, great opportunity to connect with others. So Connect Fest, I know you'll probably hear about that through another webinar. It's that Sunday night before classes begin, and we'll actually have our first Blazers out there on the campus green, just wanting to meet and connect with other students. So that's a really good opportunity, very low pressure for your student if they're maybe interested in becoming a part of the program, but maybe they don't want to commit just yet. They can go to Connect Fest and get to hear more about what First Blazers are doing. But basically, within First Blazers, we are doing different trainings. We're doing professional development, career development skills, helping them with their overall wellness here at UAB. There's lots of different things that we do through the program. And overall, we want to help your student not only get to the finish point and graduate from UAB, but even be ready for their next steps, be ready for their career. And that's where we really use this program to help develop that. Again, first gen celebration events, I definitely encourage that as a way to get connected, very low pressure way to get involved on campus. We do a lot of free stuff throughout the week. We're going to have a leadership program as a part of First Gen Week that we're really excited about. So if they are maybe curious and again, don't want to commit to a year-long program during First Gen Week in that week of November, from that second week in November, they'll have the opportunity to go to different events really designed for them. So we also really recommend that your student ask for support early and often. I can definitely say that a lot of the students that I've talked with, I think every student needs support to some extent. What that looks like could be different for every student, but I really encourage students to go ahead and speak out before it gets to a point where maybe they're feeling way too overwhelmed. So we want to help your students really navigate whatever obstacles are thrown their way, or whether it's academics, maybe they're feeling overwhelmed in classes. We can connect them with resources, like tutoring resources. We have tutoring nights here in our office. We can connect them with one of our mentors just to help develop study skills. So if it's academics, say it's personal well-being, they can go over to the UREC with, some of our mentors or some of our different students in our office. We can connect them with those resources, both on and off campus. We definitely want to be a way to support your students. Overall, getting involved on campus is huge. Again, I know that there are so many different ways of involvement, whether through academic programs, student organizations, whatever that looks like. And I know that can be a bit overwhelming. Just speaking from my own college experience, coming into a large college, with so many opportunities is both very exciting and maybe a little intimidating. So again, if they want to stop by our office in the Office of Mentorship and Leadership, we're happy to help them get connected across campus and point them in the direction of who they would need to talk to next. And overall, we want this to be an opportunity, whatever it is, whether it's a specific program in our office, whether it's a conversation with your student, whatever that looks like, we want to help them thrive. So whatever that opportunity looks like, whether it's getting them connected with the Career Center for career development skills, or if it's getting them connected with an on-campus job, we definitely want to be that really that middleman to be able to have those conversations and help them navigate the UAB campus. So I know I touched on this a bit already, but again, we really want your student to be successful. So some ways that we do that are through academic support, wellness support, and career support. So specifically looking at academic support, like I mentioned, we have study halls in our office. We have a lot of mentors that go out to Stern or Lister to go to the library and just have study sessions. And that's something that we'll post about on Instagram that they can join the students for that. So if they want to come into our office, maybe they don't know where to go for financial aid questions. We can go with them down to One Stop to introduce them to somebody. We really want to make sure that they are set up for academic success and not have added stressors of things that we can help them navigate. So whether that's telling them where to go on campus for different resources or getting support, like in the writing center, we want to help them with that. Also, overall wellness. That's so important. I don't feel like you can do very well in your classes if you aren't really taking care of yourself. I think you can make it happen, but I think you're going to be paying some consequences later on. So we want to help your students get involved on campus, whatever that looks like. It could be through doing a couple hours of community service every week. It could be being involved in a crochet club on campus. If you have a different hobby, we have so many different opportunities on campus that we can connect them with. And even if it's not being a part of a specific student organization, making connections with their peers is huge. Our office is really a hangout spot for our students. They come in, they get mentorship advice. They also do their homework. They study out here. So within our office, and I'll have that on the last side, they're welcome to just come and hang out. And I've even seen that we have students that are not even involved in some of our programs in the office, but they are always in the office because then they know that they have a community in here. And additionally, the biggest one, again, we want your student to graduate and be successful, but even post-graduation, we want to make sure that they are ready for those next steps. I can even say as a first generation college student going out into the career field, while I felt very confident and I loved my major, I still had a lot of questions. And your first generation student identity doesn't just stop after college. I feel like you carry that with you into different spaces. So again, we want to help them, whether it's applying for jobs, what does that need to look like? Interview skills. We'll connect you with the Career Center. We can go through some mock interviews. The Career Center also has a closet for professional clothes. We also have a headshot booth on the third floor. We can help your student really prepare for their future and being able to navigate some of those harder decisions, whether it's post-graduation or maybe they're taking a gap year, whatever that looks like. So again, my name is Abby Hughley. I am located in the Office of Mentorship and Leadership in the Hill Student Center on the third floor. We additionally, as part of our department, I'm in the Department of Student Engagement. We have offices on all three floors. So if your student goes into any of the spaces saying that they are a first generation student looking for some help, they will send them up here my way. I have my phone number on here as well as the UAB website with some first gen resources. Again, that website's still in the middle of being updated, but we'll have that finalized before classes start for you all to be able to take a look at and keep up with throughout the semester. We also have this QR code from Carmen to join a first generation college student community through the Family Hub. So I would definitely encourage you guys to scan that QR code and take a look at joining that hub. That's going to really help you guys stay up to date on what's going on, whether that's other programs or initiatives we have going on, or if you have questions in general that maybe you don't really know how to find the answer to, that's a really great plug for you to be involved with. So yeah, that's all of our different resources for our first generation college students. We are very excited to have your student here at UAB, and I'm very excited just for their next steps, and we're here to support them all the way. So if you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you, Abby, and thank you everybody who joined us on Facebook. At one point, we had 25 people on Facebook watching our webinar, and then we also have some people here on Zoom. So if you have any questions at this time, I know first generation families grapple sometimes with the Amaya first generation family. So if you have any questions pertaining, if to whether your family, your student is a first generation family, just make sure to send them over to Abby's way. And she explained at the very beginning what a first generation family is. And so it's such an honor. It's a reason to be proud and just we want to bring everybody together. So the QR code on your screen, when you scan it, you will answer a few questions and it'll automatically put you in the Family Hub into a first generation community. And so you will be getting information, resources, articles just that pertain to you and reminders about upcoming events that pertain to first generation students. So I don't see any questions, and if you see me looking sideways, it's because I'm also looking at Facebook. Are there any last minute tips or recommendations that you would give, Abby, as students, first of all, start transitioning to campus if they're not already signed up to be part of a first generation group? How can they do that? So any last minute thoughts that you want to leave with us?
Yeah, I would really, I know Connect Fest, we probably talk about that a ton, but I really feel like that's the best way to go ahead and start getting connected. They're going to get free stuff, the free t-shirts if you're a first year student, free food, there'll be music and student organizations. And honestly, I feel like that's where a lot of our students start at. You can definitely get involved at any point of your college journey, but I see a lot of students that go ahead and find some connections at Connect Fest. And I would really encourage your student, make one friend. One friend can lead to so many new opportunities, different student organizations, whether it's an upperclassman, they might be able to help them in their major. So I really would encourage making one friend at the beginning of the semester. That's going to help so much, even as they're feeling comfortable navigating some of these different groups and events and things like that. So I would say try to pick one friend at Connect Fest that you can keep up with, and really just go to the things, have fun. There's lots of different events that are happening the first few weeks of classes. Go and explore. You don't have to commit to anything. I think also I was on the side where I committed to 10 different organizations my first couple weeks of classes. I would also maybe caution students before overcommitting to things, but just see what's out there. And again, if they're ever feeling overwhelmed, they can come by our office, we can chat, and we can definitely help them.
Definitely. And I just want to piggyback on Connect Fest. It's happening on Sunday, August the 23rd, the day before classes begin. So from 4 to 7 on the green, over 150, if I'm not mistaken, organizations will be out there. There'll be music and food. It's just a great way to just get your foot in the door, just hit the ground running for the next day of classes and to meet people. You'll be going to tables where people are, interested in what you are. So you may get to meet new people. And even though it might be a change, it's a different campus or it's a different year, you get to meet new people. So we invite everybody to go to Connect Fest. And then, of course, if you have any questions, Abby's office is on the third floor of the Hill Student Center, 311. But you can always come to Suite 230, and then we can guide you all the way up there. So again, I don't see any questions, but please do take the opportunity to join the first generation families community, and also send us your questions as they arise, or send us an email. There is Abby's email on the screen. And if you have any other questions, or if you forget Abby's email on the screen, you can always email us at families@uab.edu, and we will get you connected. So thank you, everybody, for attending today. And remember, this will be recorded, and you will also be getting a post-webinar survey so that we can improve our webinars and continue to offer more topics as we go along. So thank you, everybody, and thank you, Abby, and have a great rest of your afternoon.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.